So one thing that really helped me was, first of all, was this framework called the Working Geniuses. And the idea behind it is that everybody has two working geniuses. And a genius is something that brings you joy, energy, fulfillment. And also, everybody has, out of these six, they have two working frustrations. A working frustration is something that drains you of energy. And when you do it, you just kind of lose momentum, lose motivation. Then everybody also has two competencies, working competencies. And these are things that you can do well, but if you do it too much, then you burn out. And so the goal then is to identify these geniuses and spend most of your time in your genius, if you can, or making some shifts in your life to move in that direction. And here's an example. So a working genius is like a thermos of coffee. So if you put coffee in a thermos, it's going to maintain heat for a long time. That's a genius. That's something you maintain this enthusiasm for a long time. Now, a working competency would be something like a coffee cup where it's hot for a bit, but then it loses that heat. And then a working frustration would be like a cup with a hole in it. So almost immediately you're drained. And sorry. Okay, somebody made a question. Okay, so going through this, there's three stages here. There's six working geniuses, and then there's three stages. So the wonder and invention, that's one stage. Discernment, galvanizing, second. Enablement and tenacity, a third. So wonder and invention, this is the ideation stage. This is where, and these are the stages of work, how work is done, how a project is done. So the first stage is you come up with an idea, so ideation. The second part is activation, so that's the discernment and galvanizing, and the third part is implementation. So the first part, you start with wonder. Wonder is a genius. Somebody has the genius of wonder if they love to ponder things. They are curious. They like to wonder, like, what if we did it this way? Or maybe we should change things. They like to ponder these problems. They're the ones asking the questions often. And they love doing that. They kind of looks like standing back from the whole process and thinking, are we doing this right? Or maybe we should do this differently. Then the second genius is called the genius of invention. And that's the person has this genius if they love generating ideas. So once there's a problem, then they just naturally come up with a bunch of ideas. Then we come to the second stage. Oftentimes, though, what happens is people skip from the first stage to the third stage. So you come up with an idea and you implement it, right? Well, this middle stage is very important, the discernment piece and the galvanizing piece, because you have a bunch of ideas. Well, now you have to determine which ones are the best ideas. Which ones should we start with? And the people that have the gift of discernment, I love these kind of people because they're able to take these ideas and then come up with a plan, and they just kind of do it naturally. They love doing it. I have a couple of friends who have this gift, and I'm on my team that have this gift. And I love just giving them ideas, and then they just say, okay, you should do this, don't do that. And they also often have a sense of they have good intuition. They know when something's going to work or not work, generally speaking. And then the next one is galvanizing. So now that we have the ideas and we have the ideas vetted, filtered, you could say, the next step is to galvanize, to rally people around these ideas and get them in motion. Get the team all motivated. And so they give out the call. Okay, we have the ideas. Let's do it. And say they like to involve people. They just get energy from getting people into a meeting so we can get this thing moving. Then the next stage is now the implementation. Here's where we're starting to move into getting the thing done. And enablement. You have that gift of enablement if you love volunteering and helping with a process, right? So these kind of people, they respond to the galvanizers. When there's a call to action, they say, okay, I'll volunteer. I'll do it. I'll jump in. And they just get great energy from that. And On the downside, these are the people that often have a hard time saying no because they just love helping. And so they end up committing themselves to too many things that can happen. Then the last piece, the last genius is very, very important. And they're all important, but tenacity is where the people who love finishing the task. They derive energy. They get great joy from a task done and done well. And I'll give you some examples right now of, maybe I'll go over them and give you some examples. You don't know me, but my two geniuses are wonder and invention. So I'm in the all ideation. I love ideas. I feel very comfortable with my head in the clouds, so to speak. I love pondering things and then giving ideas. And often people will be just amazed, how do you come up with so many ideas? And it's my genius, and I love doing it. So it doesn't require, for me, it's like, don't you have a lot of ideas too? At least I used to think that before. But now I understand that that's just the way I'm made, that I love generating ideas. Whenever there's a problem, that's what I do. I just automatically begin to think through, oh, we could do this, we could do that. Now, where I get stuck is the discernment piece, because that's one of my working frustrations. And so what does that mean? Usually, so I'll have all these ideas, and then I don't know what to do. What step should I take? It takes me a lot of energy when I try to think through what would be best to do. I just drains me. So I love having people around me that have that discernment genius. I have two people on my team that have the discernment genius. So now knowing this framework, I often go to them and say, what do you think? Here's the ideas. And they love just, here's some generators there. They love just responding with, here's what you should do, or here's the plan. Or if we're trying to make a big decision and we just don't know exactly what to do, we'll ask the discernment people and say, what is your gut telling you? Well, they may be wrong, but most of the time they get it pretty right. And then the next piece that's important is galvanizing. And at the moment in our team, we don't have a galvanizer. We had one. And what happens if you don't have a galvanizer is it's really hard to get projects moving or even get the team united to do a project, because we may have the ideas, but it's like, okay, and we just sit because we don't have somebody that's going to kind of move us along into implementation. We're creating these communities for Ukrainians right now. And it's great having a galvanizer, because a galvanizer actually brings that community together. They enjoy, actually, my oldest son is a galvanizer. He loves chat groups because he loves creating them and creating kind of movement. He'll ask questions and surveys, and he wants to get people to, involved in dialogue. And he loves helping move things along. So those people are great to have. And then enablement, again, if you don't have this, then you're going to have a lot of great ideas. You're going to have people, somebody galvanizer maybe saying, let's do it. And nothing gets done, or very little gets done, even though you might have the best ideas in the world. If you don't have implementation, then, it's just, for nothing, right? And the whole team is then discouraged because you don't see results. So enablement, and right now on our team too, we used to have a person that had enablement, not anymore. And what does that look like? Well, if you don't have enablement, then you don't have anybody volunteering. You have maybe somebody, a galvanizer, saying, okay, we got to do this, this, and this, let's do it. And everybody just kind of sits there, nobody's volunteering themselves. And there's maybe some apathy. Apathy kind of develops. But if you have somebody with enablement, or a few people, then that kind of gets the ball rolling, as we say in English. It kind of gets things moving, and stuff starts getting done. Then the tenacity people get involved, because tenacity people, if they don't have enablement, they want to do things that'll get done and done well. And so actually my wife, Sharon, she is a tenacity person, and tenacity is my frustration. I start a bunch of things, but I don't finish them. Or have a lot of good ideas, but sometimes I have nothing to show for that. But she loves getting it done. But she wants to do those things that she knows she can accomplish, she can finish, and she can finish well. So she won't start something unless she knows she can finish it well. Whereas an enablement person, they just want to help. So they'll get the thing started, and then tenacity people come in and they help finish it out. And we have two people on our team also have tenacity, and we know that, okay, these are the people you can go to if you need to get something done. They, of course, they need clear instructions. They need clarity, so they know what to do. Okay, so that's the basic structure. And this, again, this works in teams, it works in families. You can think of it for your personal life. Maybe I'd like to maybe just see, okay, we're going to I'd like to see the chat here. What's going on? Okay, so what's resonating with you right now? I'd like to hear, let's see here. And you become one of the geniuses. Okay. Anything resonating with you right now? Or what is resonating with you as I'm sharing this? And you can feel free to unmute yourself and to speak up. Feel free. If not, we'll just go on. But one thing I'll just give another example. With me and my wife, it's really helped us in our marriage, this, because she used to get really frustrated with me. And actually, this would be the next slide. I'll go to the next slide. Whoops, let's see here. Let's see that. There we go. Responsive. No, it's not. Oh, here we are. Guilt and judgment. So knowing this framework helps to eliminate guilt for yourself, like you see the self-condemnation, or blaming others, because you begin to understand better how we're all wired or how we're created. So for me, one of the things that I was frustrated with myself, like I would start all these different things, but it was just, I could never finish what I started, or I did sometimes, but it was always a very difficult process. So I'd feel bad about that. And my wife would also wonder, like, why do you start these things and then never finish them? And then after realizing, oh, I'm just wired to, have wonder, invention. It's not an excuse. It's not an excuse to say that, oh, I just come up with ideas. I don't do anything else. But it just does give more understanding and awareness, so that I can understand, okay, that's just hard for me to do. Now, sometimes I have to just, okay, I got to get this done. So I got to really just focus. And maybe it's a frustration, but I need to work through it. Or I need to find somebody to help me. So, and also it helps not to judge other people, like, oh, because some people might not have so if you don't have the idea, genius, maybe people have told you, why don't you ever have ideas of your own? Or I remember talking to one person who had this, I was doing the assessment with, and she is an ET, enablement tenacity. So she's all implementation. And she was just kind of feeling bad, like, I never have ideas on my own. I never really dream. I never, come up with these novel ideas, but I love helping. And I love just getting things done. And I said, well, that's great. That's your gift, and that's your genius. Okay. What comments do you have? What's hitting you right now?
I guess what you've said about yourself, about the wondering thing, I also have this one, and I sometimes blame myself because I may start and then I just get frustrated in like 5 minutes while finishing.
Yeah.
And now I kind of understand that it's okay, but I've always like blamed myself for it. So you kind of made something up in my head for now.
That's good. Is that a call? I don't. Some calls on if it's me or not. Sorry, just 1 second. I think so. Anyway, I like that. Tatiana said, I go and getting things done, but ideas are absolutely not my cup of tea. Yes. Yeah. So I waste time talking about ideas. Let's just get it done. Right. And I've heard that some people say that. And that's because, when you hear that, often you can realize, okay, that's their genius. Their genius is, could be if ideas on this. So I like getting things done. Probably your Tatiana Malinchuk, probably tenacity is your genius. Like my wife, again, we're all different, but I used to wonder why she just can't go to bed unless she gets, unless she finishes this project. For me, it's okay. If I have a project, but hey, it's time to go to bed, I just say, okay, I'll finish tomorrow. For her, it's just she can't stop. She has to finish it. She has to have that completion. And so when I realized that, it saved us a lot of fights because I was like, okay, yeah, you get it done. Yeah, I'm going to get some rest, but yeah, you have fun. And then she understands herself now too that, well, okay, maybe I shouldn't start this project because it's getting close to bedtime, and I know I won't be able to be satisfied until it's finished, right? So, um, anyway, but so that helps kind of understand yourself, understand each other, and in a team. Actually, what you can do too is what I do in assessments is I'll take a team, they'll all take the assessment, and then we'll do a team map where we can kind of see where the geniuses are and see what geniuses are missing. Or where do we have a lot of geniuses? That can also tell us something. If we have a lot of, actually on our team, we had a lot of wonder. We have 3 people with the genius of wonder. So what can happen is, and I think this will be maybe next slide. Let's see. Is it? Yeah. What can happen with that genius of wonder is we can always be stepping back and like, oh, well, do we think about this? And so what I found happening often on our team is because I'm wonder and invention, I'm the leader. I kind of tend to be the leader. Well, I am the leader, but I try to share that leading in our team. And this is one instance where I learned to do more team share, leadership sharing to help us move along. Because whenever I lead a meeting, because I have the gifts of wonder and invention, I tend to always bring us to those things. So I'm always going to be wondering about, do we think about that? What about this? Oh, what about this idea? Now that's good for when you do like these brainstorming sessions, when you're starting out with a project and you're just kind of getting some ideas out there. That's good. But then once you bring it down, and I love this illustration. It's like this is an illustration kind of an airplane. So you have an airplane that goes at 30,000 feet. And of course, it's feet. What bit meters? 10,000 meters, right? That's the wonder. That's where you kind of see everything, and you're asking these questions. You're curious. You're pondering. Then the next level is when we're probably talking about like a team. So when a team needs to bring that down now to ideas, we have these questions. Well, now we need to talk about what are some answers? What are some ideas that we have? So we start brainstorming ideas. That brings us down to, 25,000 feet, right? Okay, now we got the ideas. Okay, but we're still kind of up there, right? We're up in the clouds. So we need to bring it down. Discernment then filters out those good ideas, kind of helps us come up with a plan, a general plan. We still don't have the steps yet, but we at least know, okay, we need to tackle this, this, and this. These are our priorities, right? We can rule out this. That idea I'm not going to work with, or whatever. So then we need to bring it down another level, right? And so we have then the galvanizing. We have the ideas. Now we need to get everybody together and united around these ideas. Then bring it down to 10,000. That's enablement. That's where now people are starting to volunteer, where we have those enablers that are volunteering. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'll do that. And then tenacity is where we kind of land the plane, so to speak, where now we actually get it done. We finish it. We have a result. Okay. So that's kind of the process. And since I had the gifts of wonder and invention, when I would do the meetings, I would tend to always keep us up in the clouds. Or if we started to get down to details, I would say, oh, what about this? And kind of, if you've ever been on an airplane, if it felt an airplane kind of jerk back up, it's kind of jolting. Well, that's kind of the way my ideas were. They would jolt us back to, cause a lot of discomfort, especially for those that want to get it done. So what I learned to do as a team was recognize those geniuses and then allow different people to lead depending on the type of meeting we were having. And this made our meetings more productive because then we can even now as a team, we'll name the meeting. Like, what are we trying to do here? What's the genius involved? Okay, we're brainstorming. So we need the WID because we need to come up with the ideas and then filter out the right ideas. And then maybe the next meeting would be, they call them get it done meetings, GET. So now we need to rally everybody, actually write down a plan, what we're going to do, how we're going to get it done. And those meetings, we really need those ET people to help us. We're all working together, but then as we get down to the different levels, those that have those geniuses tend to lead more. We allow them to lead because it makes the meetings more productive. Okay, so Tatiana, yeah, that's the way how I do it. I usually get someone's ideas. Oh, good, and immediately come to its realization. Unless it is done, I won't go and have. Yeah, you can't rest until it's done, right? Yeah, you're definitely a tenacity person, and I love those kind of people because that's my frustration. I can't do it. I can do it, but it's just very painful. Okay, so where are we at in time wise? Okay, I wanted to give some. Um, okay, yeah. So basically, that's the general idea of the model, and that's what I wanted to do today. What? Well, let's just have some questions. What questions do you have about this, or comments? Maybe you have some real life examples like Tatiana's sharing. Um, where do you actually I could give, see if I have this slide. Okay, yeah. Maybe you can look, this might help you if you don't have, if you want to think about this. Okay, I'm not. So where have you seen your working geniuses align with your work, your career, and where does it not align? Okay, so feel free to share, to type. And if you can guess, maybe put in the two initials of what your working genius is. Okay, the question is, yeah, so is the best team about having members of all types? I would say so. It doesn't always happen that way, but it definitely works out better. And maybe somebody could say, why do you think that'd be better to have all types? What would be the advantage? What are your thoughts?
I believe that if you have like a team of all wonders, you will probably never get things done
Yep,
properly
that's
and
right.
in the best way possible because, as I feel like I am this wonder type, I don't really love finishing. I have a lot of ideas. I may like present them, but not really finish. So if you don't have someone who will be encouraged to do the actual work, you will
Yeah,
not get the everything done properly.
exactly. Right. Yeah, so you won't be affected, right? What would so in case all the people will, okay, comment. In this case, all the people will do what they like. No one is frustrated. Actually, that's the key. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what this framework is for, so that people will experience fulfillment, right? And um, things will get done. We'll be an effective team. And I think we all want that. We want to be effective. And again, teams, it can be a family, it can be just a group of friends. It could be doing some kind of volunteer work. It doesn't have to be a job. Any kind of collaboration. And but I would say that, yes. And we've actually, people use this, companies use this framework. I believe about 1 million people have taken this assessment so far. Um, and companies now use this assessment, certain ones use it to hire people, right? Because you want to, and that's what we're doing right now. I have a team. There's two other Ukrainian with us, my wife and me, and we have some volunteers helping out. Our team was bigger at one point. It's just changed a lot. But now we're thinking, okay, we need a person, we need an ET person. Because we don't have those. Or we need somebody galvanizer. So we need actually GE. Those are the kind of missing parts. And so as we go about hiring, we give this test, this genius test, and then determine if this person is going to be a good fit. And again, it can help. And if somebody's looking for a job, if you're looking for a job, and you take this assessment, or you can even just looking at this framework, maybe you already have an idea of who you are, then that can help you determine, okay, will this job be a good fit for me? Will I be fulfilled with this job? And I don't know how important. I mean, it's a question too. How important is job fulfillment to you? Yeah, the CV. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, well, it is actually becoming more known, the Working Genius framework. Patrick Lencioni. And I'll actually put the author in here. He has great books on teamwork. He's a well-known author. Okay, so any of his books are great. The five, I think of the English word, uh, five dysfunctions of a team. There's death by meetings. He has this really good, good books on business, on teamwork. Uh, all right. What other questions do you have regarding this? And if you can guess it, write in what your geniuses are. into the chat.
Can you please show the first slide again? Because
Oh yeah, sure, sure.
I was like, I'm a wonder, and this is it, and didn't even look at others.
Okay. Yeah, here they are. So there's one picture. Actually, there's one. I don't know if this would help too. Yeah, here's kind of a description of what each of these are.
Super, thank you.
Yeah. So if you can come up with what you are, and so we still okay. We still have some time left. So I apologize for writing instead of speaking. I'm feeling unwell today. I have a question about the Japanese path of the warrior. Does this philosophy align with your genius types? The result does not matter. The path to achieving the goal is the essence of life. Okay. Well, I guess in my opinion, I think it's both because you do want, I mean, um, I guess you're saying the end result. Does the end result matter or the path to achieving that goal is the essence of life? It's the essence of life. Well, I mean, actually, you could say this. I think a tenacity person would disagree. They'd say the result is the most important thing, right? Somebody who loves getting things done. They get joy from that. They derive joy from finishing. I think somebody who might be more like me would be, oh yeah, it's not the result that matters, it's the path. Because I like to think about um, and contemplate, like, oh, what's the best way to do this? Or what could be another good idea? And I get excited about potential and possibilities, right? That's how I'm wired. Um, Somebody who's again more implementation, it's not so much the possibilities and the potential, but it's more about like what actually gets done. So I would say I would say it's both those things. Um, and I think we can balance each other out also. I mean, again, it's just we're different. There's different people with different values, and I just love this working genius model because it just makes a lot of sense, and I see it in action so much. Um, I'm obviously a discernment person. However, I love the process of getting everything done, not the results usually. Okay. What do you love about the process of getting everything done? Do you like the process of discernment or involving people? Yeah, discernment people, by the way, they usually enjoy it when people come to them and ask for their opinion. I mean, we all like that, but discernment people especially, they don't even have to be an expert in that area, but they're always ready to give. Like, if you say, "Well, should I do this or should I do that?" and they love just saying, "No, I think you should do this." They're very often very opinionated. Um, okay, for example, you're drinking tea. You enjoy the process, not the result of getting the cup empty. Okay, for example. Okay. Um, so yeah, it's about enjoying the process. Yeah, I get that. And that is something that's important because I mean we can be, that might be, yeah, I mean we can be so busy. And that's for me, that's something I have to slow down. And with age, I'm learning to do that, to enjoy the path and the process. So I think that's just good advice. Yeah, I would agree with that. But we also, I think, yeah, we need to get things done too. I mean, that's part of, um, we can, I don't know. Yeah, but that's, I think there's both. It seems to me, both are important. Because if you're just enjoying the process, then you won't get anywhere. I mean, if you don't have a goal set, like then if you're not setting a goal, then you're not going to really go anywhere. But if you're all about the goal, then also you can miss out on enjoying the ride. So I think for me, I think there's both. And at different times, we can be off balance one way or another. I love making plans, seeing the path to a certain result, and step by step getting there. But immediately when I get the results, I'll search for a new project just because I love being in the process. Oh, that's great. Yeah. So I love making plans. Yeah, I'm wondering, with my wonder, I'm wondering, oh, what's your second genius? Obviously, tenacity is one of them. What would be the other? Do you love um, mm, just helping people? I don't know. Sometimes I think that my genius doesn't do anything. Yeah. Hmm. What do you mean by that? Yeah, by the way, if we have some time, you can continue to ask questions. Would somebody, I'm a coach, so I do coaching, and that's what I love doing. Um, I can give right now a free 10-minute coaching session. I usually do it for about 45 minutes to an hour, but 10 minutes is also a really is a you can get a lot done in 10 minutes with somebody. And I can coach you on this area of genius or any topic you want. So if somebody would like that, you can unmute yourself and say, I would like to get coached, and I'll do a kind of a demonstration. How's that sound? Anybody brave?
That sounds fun, but I'm kind of scared.
I don't be scared. Yeah, so coaching is it's not consulting. So coaching is about helping you move forward with what you want to move forward with. It's about growth, and it's centered on what you want to do. So this is who is this? What's your name? Oh,
Maria,
Maria. Maria. Okay, let's go. So are you willing to do this? You want to try?
maybe yeah, still scared, but okay.
Well, congratulations. You're I admire your bravery. So right now in your life, yeah, what would you say is your greatest challenge?
Well, my greatest challenge through all of my life was to get things done on time. I am not good at this. I'm like at the beginning when I get the task, for example, I'm like, okay, for this one, I'm gonna start from the first day, finish it like a
Mm,
week before, and I cannot, I don't know why this
mm,
always happens to me. I cannot do things on time. I do it 2 days before the deadline, always,
mhm,
always.
yeah. So what would in these 10 minutes, what would you like to come away with from this conversation about this topic?
Maybe you have a example of
Okay.
how to deal with things like this because I always have ideas, as I said, the wonder thing. I always have them in my head, but I'm bad in implementation, how to
Okay.
deal with things like this.
Okay. Think of a time in your life where you've gotten something done. You had an idea and you were able to complete it. Can you think of a time? Sure, yeah, I'm busy. I'm busy.
Mm,
Okay, help mom, tell mom. Sorry. We'll keep
that was
it.
cute. Okay, come please
Yeah. Okay, I'll say
repeat,
it.
please, your question.
So, think of a time when I'm sure you've gotten stuff done. You're in a university. So think of a time where it's gone like you would want it to go. So you've come up with an idea, and you've brought it to completion. Okay. Are you thinking of a time?
So choosing, let me think for a second.
Okay.
Um, Maybe this is the coursework I'm working on now because
Okay.
we had two months and I finished it like a week before.
Wow.
Uh, but I did it. But
Awesome.
still, like, is it a okay example?
Sure, sure. Okay. So what allowed you or how were you able to get that done a week in advance?
I think the less time I got left, the more motivation I got, and I
Uh,
just started doing it. Like I had uh, like a separate day. I'm like, okay, this day is dedicated to this one, and I kind of did it this way.
okay. So you dedicated. So tell me that's again. So you dedicate a day to a certain part of the task. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm like dedicating a day to do like maximum what I can. This day I'm not like going anywhere, just sitting and
Yeah.
typing.
Okay.
This is
Yeah.
my only way to get things done.
Okay. So name three things that helped you get that done? So first was what? Setting aside dedicating time, a day.
Just dedicating a day. The lack of time also was my motivation.
Some remembering that the time. Was that what you say that? Kind of keeping track
Uh,
of that.
yeah, and the third thing that helped me. Um, also, almost all my group mates already had done everything, and I have not. So this was also what uh, like helped me to start.
Yeah. How did that help you?
I was like, okay, everyone has things done. I do not, so I need to start not to be like everyone.
What you broke up there? What'd you say?
Sorry.
Oh, I missed the last part. I think you broke up. Maybe it's my internet. I'm not sure, but what did you say at the end?
Um, I was like, everyone has everything done. I'm not, so I like don't want to be behind
Yeah.
everyone, and I should start doing something at least.
Okay. Hmm. All right. So, uh, um, like you said, your challenge is that you want to be able to get things done ahead of time, not late, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So from that experience, what do you think would help you right now? Maybe you can think of some things you need to get done. What would help you um, to get them done on time?
Mm, maybe if someone was doing the same work as I do, for example, at the same time as me, like to, I don't know how to explain it even, to go like um, at the same level.
Okay, so kind of doing it together with somebody else.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that helps you to work together with somebody. Okay, and think about what's something that you need to do right now.
Uh, about what exactly?
Yeah, something concrete. What do you need to get done right now in your life?
Um,
Thing.
oh, I need to. I have a work to do, but I'm still like I'm new to this, so I have to get into it fully with my head. But I have time actually for this. Maybe this is not the right case.
Oh, whatever is important.
Um,
What would be important? Like right now, let's say we have about 5 minutes left. What would what would be like would mean a lot for you to get done right now? Or sorry, what would be important for you to tackle right now and get some progress on?
oh, I need to do a lot of assignments for the uni
Okay.
on time.
Homework, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So from what we just talked about, what ideas do you have of that would help you to get them done?
Maybe I could actually text someone from my group
Mhm.
to like do tasks together. Or, for example, we could uh, together dedicate a day to it, like to talk about prior.
Yeah. Good. Okay. What would that look like?
Maybe this is a great solution actually. I didn't even think of it
Oh, you
anytime
thought
before.
yeah. So what would that look like?
For example, we could choose a day together and be like, tomorrow at 8 p.m., we should have this work done together. And for example, someone does this work like in the morning, I do it in the afternoon, but at 8, I have like a deadline with a friend, so I should make this done, get this done.
Great. All right. So what, okay, when are you going to do this?
Maybe I can start even tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
What will you start with?
The assignment with the closest deadline.
Okay. Okay, then next, so you'll choose the assignment with the close deadline, and then how will you, what's the next step you'll do?
Um, choose a day
You do.
to dedicate to it
Okay.
and finish it in a day with someone working at the same time as me to
Okay,
get motivation.
with whom?
Uh, with my group mate, I even know who, but I guess she's not there.
Okay. Okay, as long as you know. All right, when will you write her or him?
Um, I can even after this conference.
Great. That's a good time.
Yeah,
All right.
I kind of get the motivation for this.
You can what?
I I don't know, something just came to my head. I have motivation now for it
Great. Yeah,
to
that's
do
great.
it.
Okay. All right. Well, that was a very kind of a quick demonstration of coaching. I think that was maybe less than 10 minutes. Um, I'd ask you also, what other steps do you need to take to make this successful?
Uh, I don't know. I'm actually successful in doing assignments. I just the only my weakness, as I believe in this time management thing.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Everything else I can do. I believe in myself. But thank you. I even came up with the idea I've never thought about.
Yeah, yeah.
That
Good.
that was nice. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And you were afraid, right? So great. I'm glad that helped. And that's the power of coaching, really. It's I just ask questions. Like that was not my idea, it was your idea, but I help people get those ideas out of their heads. Um, because each person is unique. And so what's going to work the best is if you come up with your own solution. But I'm a change helper. I'm alongside to help you by asking the right questions and pushing you a bit too. Like just at the end, I was pushing you a bit, saying like when, how, because I don't want to just leave it as an idea, but how and when are you going to do it? Now, how does the geniuses work in this? I could say that quite possibly, if you're an ideas person and your frustration is discernment like mine, then it would be finding those kind of friends that have that intuition, who love actually making these decisions. And whenever you come to them with questions, they always have this plan. Of course, you have to trust them, but partnering with those kind of people that complement your um, geniuses, that cover your weaknesses, I think is a great way. And so collaboration, I think, and that's maybe a subject for another seminar, but I believe that collaboration is very important these days, more and more so as the world becomes more and more complex. It's you can't do it on your own. Gone are the days where you had like the person who is this could do everything, and could just single-handedly have success, because how complicated the world's become, interconnected, volatile. There's all these different problems, right? We need all our minds working together, and so that's why I believe so much in teamwork, because teamwork it exponentially increases our effectiveness. Like it's not just 1 + 1 + 1 = 3, but it's 1 + 1 + 1 = 12, right? So it's multiplying our effectiveness. But to do that, you have to effectively bring teams together, because if you don't effectively bring teams together, then it's actually going to be worse, right? Because then you have conflicts, you have confusion. So, but I believe now we're seeing that today. I think the most successful, companies, organizations are the ones that have strong teams that are aligned, that are clear on what they need to do and what want to do, and have the people in the right roles. And I think this working genius model can help with that. So I want to end with just if you are interested in, at the beginning of December, I want to do like a seminar where everybody takes the assessment, and then I will go do a consultation. We'll go through the assessment and do some exercises. It'll cost something. I don't think it'll be much, but if you're interested, you can feel free to email me, and I can get you on that list, and we'll do some group coaching around these geniuses. So I don't know if you guys have my email, or maybe Olga can give that to you. So is that good? I still have 4 minutes. What questions do you have or comments? Oh, and also you can find me on Facebook, George Markey, Instagram, George Markey. Also, I have my website is lifedreamscoach.com. And so you can also schedule a coaching session with me. So feel free to reach out to me. And I love doing coaching. I love helping teams and people to kind of discover their dream.